is full of many possibilities, and the best way to get started is to quit procrastination, because you don't need to be great to start. You need to start to start. You need to start to become great. Hello there, and a very warm welcome to the program. Good morning, Abuja, and it is coming to you from the Unity Station NTA Channel 5. My name is Deborah Abba Usman, and on today's edition of the program, it promises to be very to road safety in terms of emergency, and other interesting segments will follow suit. And if you are still in bed, please rise up. Will follow suit. And if you are still in bed, please rise up. Let's do the ride together. Let's do the ride together. And you know how we do it every morning. Let's start with our And you know how we do it every morning. Let's start with our motivational talk to put us in the right frame of mind.
Good morning, Abuja. Is smart, creative, and full of ideas. There's a quote by Warren Buffett that says, that's values. Imagine this. You're working under a boss who values excellence. Their emails are clean. Their presentations top notch. In an environment where respect and teamwork matter, I'm just being real. No, you're being tone deaf, blind. You can't see the value. Clean execution, emotional maturity. Pay attention and bring those values to the table. Number 2, but the culture in the place. People who thrive long term in that place understand both. Number 3, don't push your values. Align with theirs or move on. If you value excellence at your job, check your values. Are you working hard, or are you working smart and right?
Thank you so much, Mema Ekukina, for inspiring us, for motivating us again. And we are fully motivated enough to start our day's activities. And next on our lineup is our Keep Fit segment. Let's go do general body exercise. That was our key fit segment there. And we know you had joining to do some exercise to your health through exercise because exercise makes you mentally and physically fit for everyday's activities. And now let's bring you our very first break on the show this morning. When we come back, we have so much for you. Stay with us, please.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a
barkanmu da wannan
The Little Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day. Would say have a lovely day.
It takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it?
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for the girl to cure.
It's a disease that affects progressive memory loss and ability to reflect. This is related to age. Age, though, it's generally seen above age of 65. It occur earlier. And it affects ability to do simple tasks, ability to reflect, ability to remember, things, to recall. So it's because of that, behavioral changes may occur. And before now, the essence of why we must have the people begin to be stigmatized. They are called different names because somebody suddenly could not remember things.
Some even related to spiritual
attack, and it could be sudden. And it's a form of dementia. Dementia is a broad term of Alzheimer's. Of memory loss. And but specifically, Alzheimer's is the disease that have been identified, being responsible for more than.
When you mentioned dementia, I was going to come in because that is what everyone knows. So, can you give us the difference between the two?
As I just mentioned, dementia is a broader category of disease related to memory disorder. But Alzheimer's contribute largely, to about 2/3 of the dementia. Other causes of dementia exist: vascular diseases, related to hypertension, things, Lewy bodies disease. There are others that are related, but precisely the neurodegenerative disorder linked with dementia largely is Alzheimer's. And like I mentioned, it is progressive memory loss in an individual with a victim.
Wow. Well, before I come back to you to tell us the cause or the causes, let me go to James, who is the head of operations. We know that every 21st of September, right, is celebrated as
World Alzheimer's
Day. And you are championing that cause. Tell us that the theme for the year and why was the theme chosen.
Thank you very much. Because 21st falls on a Sunday, we will celebrating it on Monday 22nd. The theme this time around, we have decided to end the stigma. Over here, this part of the world, when you have mental health, you are stigmatized. People disassociate with you. Your family member want to lock you up. They don't want anybody to know that, look, something is wrong with a family member, because they don't understand what is happening. All right. So we have come up with the idea to champion Alzheimer's because it's what we have been seeing, but we don't know. Let me give you an instance. An old woman goes to the market in the village. She gets to the village, buys what she wants to buy, but cannot remember her way home.
Wow.
You see the woman disoriented, walking around the market square. And you may imagine what the villagers will say. The neighbor, this woman, I think she's about to confess.
Confess, spiritual.
Yes,
exactly.
She must have killed those people that died in the village over time. She must have been the one that was killing them. She will confess very soon. Now, the onset of Alzheimer's causes disorientation, hallucination, So this thing makes people believe that it could be spiritual. And in this part of the world, anything that is wrong with you is either attributed to spirit or family members.
So the village.
Yes. So instead of seeking medical help, people begin to stigmatize. So this time around, we want to spread the awareness. Let people know what is happening. That Alzheimer's, being the largest cause of the most commonest dementia, once you understand what the issue is, then you can begin to get help. So far, doctor will tell you more about that. There is no cure, but it can be managed. There are some drugs that can manage for management, of Alzheimer's. So we are here to create awareness. Let people know the onset, what to look out for. Seek early treatment. All right, seek early treatment. If it is identified early and you seek early treatment, it can be slowed down. The progression can be slowed. All right, and so this awareness we are creating will cut across different levels. We want to go to the grassroots because at the grassroots, people don't really know. I will tell you. Last year, we had this program last year, and doing our sensitization prior to the main day, I met a barrister who went for his morning exercise. And he saw the flyers I was giving out. He now asked me, what's this word all about? He's never heard of it. A lawyer?
Very possible.
Yes, he said he's never heard the word. What is the problem? Let me explain to him. And I explained to him, and he pulled my shirt. He said his auntie is the village has been exhibiting these signs. And people in the village they were confused, and they've been, shielding the auntie, locking her up and all that instead of seeking help. So with things like this, with this awareness we're creating across board, people will be able to understand, we are all susceptible to Alzheimer's because Alzheimer's, like the doctor said, memory loss. It starts from. Where's my car key? I think I left my car key here. Where's my phone? Your phone is with you or in your pocket. You go into your bedroom to pick something. You forgot it
5 times.
Yes.
You go look for one.
You forgot what you went there to pick. All right. So we are also susceptible to Alzheimer's.
Now let me come back to doctor. Very interesting what you said, doctor. I want you to take us through the causes.
Well, generally it's age related.
Okay.
The older we become, the more susceptible we are.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other factors which can significantly contribute to that. One is lifestyle.
Okay.
And this leads on to what can lead to prevention itself. Because besides aging, graciously do well, our lifetime contributes likely to that.
Okay.
One, smoking. Alcohol consumption. This have been identified as poor sleep. When you do, because sleep and behavioral changes are related, either to violence or other things that's factor. So generally, this contributes to significantly is aging process. Why is aging related? The brain tissue. I want to be because the audience will be able to be. As we grow, the brain volume reduces in size. And certain area where memories are controlled may be largely affected by that. So that individual will not have what progressive memory.
Okay.
In some instances, it's not actually linked to Alzheimer's can contribute slowly. to enhance that in that individual that has already been aging progressive. But largely because of aging process and loss of brain volume, the tissue that's see. And this again fall back on the lifestyle individual have been engaging. How engaging are we utilizing our brain? Reading, right? I mean, creative activity seems to be helpful. Social networking. Okay. Most people who are solitary in a way develop this. And that's the reason why aged people who are abandoned in the village, all alone all the children are all over, they associate with a lot of people, seem to have it more. But those who have a strong social network, they play in the village square, they attend outings, they function spiritually, things seem to be somehow protected, for developing this than others. So these are things that are being identified as likely responsible.
Okay, before I come to you for the activities lined up, I want you to talk to us about the prevention mode that we need to go through, because you say it's related to, is that from 65, but gradually before we get there, we are beginning to see some signs and symptoms, and you mentioned some. But, we need to plan for our old age. So many people are not putting that into consideration because we have taxed the brain with a lot of activities. So what should we do to prevent or
create awareness? Okay. And that's the essence of this interaction. The more, people are, the more they be conscious, the more they can plan. Before now, we all believe it was a sort of witchcraft or enemies here and there. So that, will not allow people to know what to be done. First, if you know, I will realize, just like what Mr. Utudo said about the barrister who didn't know about what announced family. First, that means it is happening in this family, so I have to prepare. That it's possibly going to affect somebody in that family. Yeah. So that consciousness is there. 2, lifestyle. I mentioned earlier, smoking, alcohol, intake, consumption have to be. So as we age, no. You must realize that this is good sleep.
For some people, it's a social network.
Yes.
And you talked about network.
The social network is key. Why is it key? It's engaging. Allow you to verbalize, allow you to interact, allow you to speak. So those aspects of the brain will be stimulated again and again. There are games that are tasking. Common chess, draft, makes you to be able to be engaging, thinking, and reading, writing. So we encourage, have elderly man who see publishing. For that, his memory will be retained. So that is good sleep. Then what's important?
Good sleep, yes.
Good sleep. Okay. What's important is because the family. Oh. They must not abandon. They must be able to have understanding and provide a safety net for all aging individuals, especially all senior citizens. We must realize that we are all susceptible. So in that way, we must have plan. Wow. Then, beside the family, the community must equally be sensitized to develop a network to support the government. The policy of government must focus toward the aged. What are new things? Facility provided for them to interact, law to protect them. These are things that can be in place that can be very helpful.
All right, Mr. James, you tell us. All right, let's quickly go on this quick break. When we come back, we'll still be here to continue with our discussion on Alzheimer's disease. Stay with us, please. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
With the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of us. It's another fantastic Friday evening, and you're welcome to NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
Train yourself, you educate yourself, then you educate your family, and then the community at large.
Fundamentals of Islam Live, showing 7:30 p.m. every Friday on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. Join us.
Welcome back, and if you're just tuning, you're welcome. Mr. James, we told you before we went on that break, I said we're going to ask you the activities lined up for this year's awareness of Alzheimer's disease. So what are the activities lined up?
Yes, thank you very much. We've packaged a whole lot.
Okay.
Now we'll be starting with the medical outreach, free medical outreach. Where free medical outreach. The emphasis on free.
No, free. Let the emphasis be much. Okay.
So there will be free medical outreach for the elderly and all participants. Last year we had over 260 participants.
Wow.
This year we'll be expecting more. Yes. Now the activity is starting from the Social Development Secretariat, Area 10, where we have the free medical outreach. We'll have the basic test, we'll have eye test, we are open. This time around, I will be able to give some free drugs, basic drugs for the elderly, perhaps, glasses for those who are visually impaired or whatever. Then from there, we're going to take a 1 kilometer walk.
Wow, exercise.
Exercise is key. When you're talking about lifestyle, exercise is key. We'll take a 1 kilometer walk from the secretariat to AMAC secretariat.
Wow. So everyone can join, right?
Yes, everyone is open to everyone.
Any age?
Any age, because you see, I will come to that age thing. We'll come to that age thing. So when we take the 1 kilometer walk, we'll go to the AMAC secretariat where we expect the executive chairman to receive us. Then we'll have our expert-led presentations. We have medical experts, we have psychiatrists, we have neurologists who are going to be giving us some time, on Alzheimer. They're going to break down Alzheimer completely. Then we're going to have counseling. Let me tell you something. You see, women, they suffer more when it comes to things like this. For instance, in any family, if the women that will be told that you leave what you are doing in the city, go to the village and take care of mama.
Sure.
You lose your source of income. If mama stays for the next 20 years suffering from this ailment,
that's how you
will be there for 20 years. Your life is gone and all that. So we are making provisions, for carers, who are caring for sufferers of Alzheimer's and all that. So all those will be done at the AMAC Secretariat of exercises there after the presentations and the papers from our speakers and our invited guests. Government officials also, so we'll know their perspective. Where is the government coming in? What have they been doing? So after that, we'll now have the board games.
Wow, to keep the brain.
It has been proven scientifically that these games, keep the brain active, stimulates the brain. Let me tell you what I think. In this part of the world, you retire by 60. Most people retire to their villages. And when they retire to their villages, somebody who has been very active during service now becomes those that wakes up in the morning, doesn't do much, the brain becomes those that, But when you engage, like doctor said, engage, network, go out, play draft, play Scrabble, play chess. You stimulate your brain and you look forward to something. So we'll be having that in the evening from 4 o'clock. Graciously, the British High Commission have given us their facility to use for that game on Monday start from 4 o'clock. So anybody who is 60 plus and can play draft, can play Scrabble.
So if you are not 60 plus, you should not come.
No, you don't come. You can be a spectator.
Okay.
However, what's important is to prevent, and which mention some of those things that can really help us to prevent. I will not mention specifically drugs because it's not prepared that are available. There are more drugs available, and they're quite expensive. But they're available that can be used to slow down. But the most important thing is for them to be able to carry out their daily activities peacefully by retraining, engaging, reminding, and at the same time helping. That's why caregivers are very strategic. There are classes of things they need to do, taking care of their immediate need, taking their baths, going to places, eating. We may have to, support in some cases, but it's better, that early detection help so that progression can be slowed down.
Early detection helps so that progression can be. So your final words as we celebrate World Alzheimer's Day.
Community leaders should be aware, should be involved. Other organizations should be involved so that we could spread the awareness downwards. And finally, I would say, let's end the stigma.
Yes, end the stigma. Thank you so much, Dr. Isaac Olubanjo Akirele. Wonderful time with us in the studio this morning, creating this awareness together about World Alzheimer's Day, the difference between it and dementia, and what we need to do to end Alzheimer's disease. Thank you so much for your time with us on the program.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
All right. Okay, the program is Good Morning Abuja. Let's quickly go on this quick break. We'll be right back after now. Stay with us, please.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Produce. I've been contributing to the development.
the teenagers.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for zakat to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Abuja.
Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
Good to know you are still with us on the program Good Morning Abuja. And if you just tune in, you are welcome. And now to road matters. This morning, we'll be looking at the role of public in road safety during emergency response. And with us this morning to talk about it is our in-house educator every Thursday, in person of CRC Ekweyon.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. This morning we are looking at the role of general public. What are we talking about, especially on the road?
When we talk about emergency, what is emergency? Emergency is anything that happened just suddenly. You didn't expect it to happen. Now when you talk about crash, we said accident is not, that's why we don't call it road traffic accident again. We call it a road traffic crash. Yes, accidents is something that you might think it will happen, but the crash, you don't prepare for it. It can happen anytime. It's an emergency that you don't expect it to happen. It just happened.
Okay, this morning as we look at the role of individual or general public, tell us how can the public be educated well enough when it comes to their responses during emergency on the road?
So when you talk about the role of public during road safety emergencies, public act as a first line responders to road traffic crashes or road safety emergencies. What are they doing? This is just by providing first aid assistance to the victims during the emergency. Also, they can also alert the authorities where there are crashes, because when the crash happens or anything happen on the road, the authorities, maybe road safety, the police, the other law enforcement agency, might not be at the scene at that time. But the public will always be there. And what are they supposed to do? They want to first of all see when the crash happened. And that's why we said they assist in providing first aid assistance to the public, to the victims. Why are they doing that? Because depending when the professional providers responders will come. And how are they doing to help? At times, maybe they help in controlling the bleeding. At times, you see people bleeding, and if you don't control that bleeding immediately, lead to death. So the public help in controlling the traffic control. They assist the authorities in preventing further dangers. When a crash happens, the public will be there before the FRC or the police or other emergency responders arrive. And there could be an obstruction. Some people might not see, especially when in the night. The public will be there. First of all, what do they do? They control traffic, telling other motorists. Maybe they put on reflective jacket, things that are reflecting, to tell the motorists, please, my body, my this, my that, and some of them will be running. But the rule of the public at that moment, before the professional provider responders come, what you need to do is to calm the victim down. Let them sit down, calm them down, tell them all is well, calm them down, talk to their emotions, because at that time the trauma will be much before the providers, the responders arrive. It will also help the public can also help of traffic control, or in the area when you know that the injury to the victims, because most of the victims, you could be where maybe inside the vehicle and you are trapped in the vehicle, and it could be a fire outbreak of the vehicle. Before the fire could come, the passerby can help to remove the victim to avoid them being caught up with the fire.
I want you to give us all of this breakdown because I know you're going to add more.
Yeah.
Because there is a trend that is happening right now. Even if crash happens, you see people with their gadgets. Instead of going to respond or to help, to give a helping hand, you see them snapping and posting them on social media.
Yes.
For whoever is responsible, come and see what is happening. Like you say, this topic is very, very important.
Yeah.
The role of individuals, let me call it individuals, in our responses when crashes happen on the road. Why the trend and what should we do?
Now, you see, you always tell people, don't just drive and pass or just ignore. It could be your sister.
It could be
It could be your brother. It could be anybody that involved. First of all, go this, see what is happening, who is involved. The first thing is to save life.
Save life.
When you save that life, you could be the president of this country tomorrow. Who knows? Save that life first. The life is more important than your gadgets. Passengers on the road along Federal Secretariat towards the Tash Bank. The guy was run down. But if the passerby that were there were able to assist that guy before we went there, we would have said, we get to the National Hospital and the doctor come and check the man, and we just find out that the doctor said, how this man just passed out few minutes ago, and it has been on that road for over 30 minutes before we were able to get the information. That is why in the first beginning I said that since alerting the authorities, when you alert us on time, it will help to reduce the level of fatalities. Because if we got the information on time, we'll be able to go to that place as easy as early as possible, and it will help to avoid most of the fatalities. And by the time we got down there, we see people snapping, posting, like you said, with their gadget. What are you snapping? First of all, save the life first.
Save the life first. Get across.
Save the life first.
Yes.
When you build the picture, will you save that man's life?
Not.
But like I said in the beginning, if the person is bleeding profusely, if you are there, first of all, control the bleeding. You might not be able to stop the bleeding, but you can control it, reduce it before the professional responder comes. You may save that person life. Yes. Like I said, if those people that were using their phone, their gadget to snap and to do this, please try and make sure you save the life first. Yeah. First of all, use your phone. Get to the FRC or the police or any even ambulance services. That's why FRC today we have created what they call Zebra Point. What is Zebra Point? Zebra Point is ambulance emergency services. We located in strategic locations the whole federations that assist the road traffic crashes. When you get to them, immediately you get, or you can call the emergency numbers. FRS emergency toll-free number 122. Want to chat you? It's a common number. You don't chat you. It's a toll-free number. Just dial 122. Just dial 122. By the time you dial 122, wherever FRSC locations, the call center will immediately alert the nearby FRSC location or the zebra, the ambulance point. They will immediately respond to the scene. And we are in the Ember month. People are traveling. When you move out and you think you are traveling, and we advise people, please make sure your vehicle are in safe and roadworthy condition before you move. And if you have to encounter any emergencies on the road, first of all, get to 122. It's a toll-free number. And we also can download FRSC mobile app in your phone.
Especially this time.
Especially this period. Download FRSC mobile app. You go to Google Play Store, download it. Instead of playing TikTok, download FRSC mobile app in your phone. There are places you can also report emergencies immediately when to the road traffic. We also advise people, like I said, the public, your role is not only on this. You can also help to tell people to save discourage unsafe driving. The public can also help to also discourage people, especially these periods. We are entering a festive period that people will be drink and become drunk while driving. You can also talk to people. My brother, my sister, why can't you take water if you must drive? Or if you must have to drive, must have to drink, don't drive this vehicle. You can engage the services of a professional driver, a licensed driver, or you can also look for a KK driver that can take you, leave that vehicle, let the KK driver take you home when you become drunk or you are intoxicated.
In road safety during emergencies, we do really appreciate your time. CRC Silvanus Lipayom, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Ma, for having me.
All right. Okay, the program is good.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
We celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5.
A lovely day.
Welcome back, and it's good to know you are still there with us on the program. Good morning, Abuja. And now is our musical break. Let's go enjoy some songs together.
I know go lie, the things within my mind. When I see you dancing, girl, you got me high. And if you wanna try, make a good day tonight. Cause I'm in the mood. As long as you're feeling the groove, I deal with you. Personal. Come do what you, I beg God. Love me now, my baby, yeah. Hold in my head. And I promise you no, and I promise you no go tired. Do you really?
Wow, beautiful song there. I really enjoyed myself. I don't know about you, but I know you did. And if you've just tuned in, you're welcome. The program is still Good Morning Abuja, and to you from the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5. And now let's go to the world of sport.
Nigeria Football Federation has defended FIFA's decision not to deduct points from South Africa despite their use of an ineligible player, Teboho Mokoena, in a World Cup qualifier against Lesotho. The former NFF president explained that FIFA's stance is understandable given the procedural context, noting that no formal complaint was lodged by Lesotho or other teams. Unlike a similar case involving Nigeria in 20 has abolished its Super 8 playoffs ahead of the 2025-2026 season, 4 teams will automatically secure promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League, and the last 2 teams in conferences C and D will be relegated. The new season is set to kick off on November 8, 2025. Lastly, Nigeria's Tobi Amosun has won silver in the women's 100 meters hurdle at the 2025 athlete Ambunji, who set a new national record of 12.24 seconds. In competition's history, she has earned a combined $55,000 for her efforts and credited her coach, Glenn Mills, for the success.
And that was our sports lovers. We know you have taken one of the information from there. And now let's bring you our weather forecast for today. To conclude this edition of the program, Good Morning Abuja, and we thank you so much for your time with us today on the program. Join us again tomorrow morning for another interesting episode of the program, Good Morning Abuja. I have been your host, Deborah Abba Osman, and from all of us here, we say do have a lovely day today. Good morning.
محمد رسول الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
With the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of us. It's another fantastic Friday evening, and you're welcome to NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
First of all, you train yourself, you educate yourself, then you educate your family, and then the community at large.
Fundamentals of Islam Live, showing 7:30 p.m. every Friday on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. Join us.